All right, and we are finally live with our first session of new campaign, uh, campaign of D&D set in a shared universe in Project Aurora on the continent of Altaj. We're going to go ahead and go through the players real quick and get them to give quick introductions. We are 4 players of 6, which means there's 2 slots still open. And we will keep them open. You may see new faces in the future. They'll be joining the campaign. Most traditional campaigns aim for 5 or 6 in Project Aurora. We'll see if we can hit that at a later time. Before we do the character introductions, though, I'm just gonna kind of ask Syraxis here to move his mic because you're picking up on the breathing again.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm in the right place.
You're in the correct place.
So I should be seeing what looks like a battle going on right now on Foundry.
I will get to that, as noted. So there is 2 different campaigns running in the same Foundry tonight. This is an oversight. They shouldn't be booking over the top of this time frame. I have it blocked, so that won't happen again. But for tonight, it's happening. We're gonna make the best of it. You'll see dice rolling randomly. Just try to ignore it. I'll move you over to a screen when it's appropriate to see something on the screen. But for now, just treat our virtual tabletop more like a dice roller until we get to the point where we're actually using it. We'll be obviously for battles. We'll always be using grid-based, tactical combat. Sometimes in the actual roleplay part of it itself, we might just go with a little bit more of theater of the mind. But we're going to go ahead and rip through the group of players here. If you want to introduce yourself, your character, and anything else you want to say. Specifically, feel free to lean in a little bit about your character. Tell us what's interesting about them. We're going to go in reverse order. We're going to start with Thrayton.
Yep, I'm playing Thrayton, the locked down monk.
Anything amusing, any quirks, or anything interesting you want to say about Thrayton?
This is the first time Thrayton has left his monastery to travel and better his healing skills. He doesn't really know much of the world.
Perfect. We'll go next to Ashley. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about your character.
Hey, I'm playing Ashley, Fire Genasi, Barbarian. One thing I'll say about Ashley, he doesn't quite understand where he is. He's just kind of wandering at the moment. That's all.
Indeed, and that will be the case for more of y'all than you realize. So, well, kind of. We're gonna go next to Quentin. Quentin, if you want to do your introduction for us, tell us a bit about your character and yourself, if you like.
All right, Quentin is played by Darth Kitsune, myself, and he is a and to simply sum him up, he's a soldier on a mission, effectively. Not really much. He is a rogue, I'll go ahead and say that, but I'm trying not to play him as the stereotypical edgy badass. He's the quiet, reserved, he'll do what needs to be done and just get things over with.
Perfect. And last but not least, we'll go to Syraxis.
So, Monster, I'm playing as Syraxis Rabosan. I am a Gem Dragonborn Paladin. With the Oath of Glory subclass. And I don't want to try to play him as like your typical paladin devoted to one god rather than just one ideal, but I'm essentially trying to capture him to be almost like a beacon of hope or like almost like a superhero within Altaj, seeing that there's a lot of turmoil and stuff that's going on.
Makes sense. Awesome. Good job, guys.
Expect Quentin to use you as a distraction a lot.
Oh, I plan on it with my speeches and me playing the pendulum.
Oh yeah, not to mention you are a purple dragonborn with crystals.
Yes,
Shiny.
I am amethyst gem dragonborn.
Definitely a beacon of hope.
Yes.
Should I make Quentin a wisecracking nut job as well? Just a little bit?
I mean, it makes fun for banter.
I'll try.
Alright, I'm gonna pull you guys over to the Sand Sea Expanse, or I'm gonna try. I think I know how to do this, maybe not. Let me just see if I can. It's been a while since I've had to do this. Has anyone used Foundry features before? I'm just trying to remember how to drag individuals over to a specific map. Rather than everybody.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with how that process goes.
Let me just check real quick.
Sorry. I've only been a player on Foundry.
Same.
In my previous experiences, we stopped sharing because it was just kind of too difficult. So let me just check. Okay, I think I figured it out. Let's see if that works. Yeah, it works. Alright, I'm pulling you guys over.
Oh! There we go.
I forget what Brayton's name is on here. Oh, got it. Never mind. I got it. Alright. That wasn't too difficult. Just took me a minute. Okay, we're gonna start with a very brief kind of introduction to things. You all find yourselves traveling. So we're gonna pick up right in the thick of things. You're traveling amongst a small caravan. You remember the purpose of this caravan. Heading north. You're heading to lands far to the north, in fact. Technically on a different body of land, they say, than the rest of Altaj. And far past the sand seas of Shim, which kind of divide the continent. Your ultimate destination is the Orange Shadow. For a number of reasons, though all of you can't quite remember why when you really start to think about it. The caravan itself is headed towards Agirador. Agirador is a large settlement just on the other side of the body of water that separates the Orange Shadow from the rest of Altaj. As for the caravan itself, we're gonna go ahead and get each of you to make a charisma test.
Right off the bat, wow.
And we're doing this in Foundry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all this will be done at Foundry. I just gotta find my character.
Yeah, I don't see my character on
I
here.
believe I believe I'm still in this session that's going on. Like,
I'm seeing an image of an open desert.
I'm seeing a town.
Oh, you should have been pulled over. Okay. Hold on. You might be correct. I only see 3 icons. Let me see. Did that work now?
No. It did
I'm also
not.
still in Kester Past.
Weird. Okay. For psychotic, why don't you refresh real quick? Just refresh. Because I see your, or I saw your logo. We'll see.
There we go.
Oh, okay. I'm just stupid.
No, you're all good. Is it working now?
Oh, no. I'm still in the town.
It probably reset you afterwards. Let me just switch that back.
Yeah, it brought me back to the town.
All right, I'm gonna refresh mine. One second. You know what? That doesn't actually matter for this. Like, I don't want to delay too much. If you guys want to just make your charisma rolls, please. The map
Okay.
itself is just an open nothing right now.
Do you want us to make the roll on D&D Beyond?
Yes. No.
Okay.
No, sorry. It needs to be through Foundry. You can make the roll through D&D Beyond, but it will have limitations. As long as you have the thing where it has to show up in Foundry, or else it's not a valid roll.
Just a straight charisma check.
Yes, please.
Yeah, because I was gonna say my character's not in the list.
I guess we'll have to make it as a public roll, so.
I got an 11. I just did a self roll, so it's not cluttered with the other group that's playing. Yeah, I got an 11.
Can that be allowed? Is that okay?
Sorry, guys. I got too much going on. Why don't we just pause it for a second? I'm going to try to address one thing at a time here. First thing first, we're going to try to get everyone over to the map. So let me fix that first. It really just won't let me pull psychotic over for whatever reason. And try something else. Okay. Who isn't on this? Let's start with that. Who's not seeing this in the Expanse map?
I am not.
Syraxis isn't as well.
not really sure what to do with basic functionality not working. That's irritating. Hmm. All right, folks, we are the only ones using this now, so this is our VTT for the moment. We no longer have to share a space, and I think we got through all our technical issues. So why don't we get those charisma checks, please?
Bam.
My character didn't show up on the list yet.
Ash, is that Ashley? Or Syraxis?
Syraxis, yeah.
Should. Okay, hold on. I just forgot to give you permission. It's there though. I forgot to,
Okay.
forgot to give you permission.
Ah, yes. New dice to throw around my screen.
Monster.
Owner. Foundry should have never given me the ability to throw the people's dice after it's been rolled.
Yes.
So Threighton got an 11. Darth, I can't actually see your charisma roll. I don't have permissions to see when you send it privately like that. If you
do a self roll, you can right click the roll on the thing and reveal. Now that we have our thing again.
Doesn't give me the right.
There it is. There's the third one.
Okay.
18, baby.
There we go. That makes sense with how you describe your character too.
I'm back.
Okay, can I get you to either re-roll or just tell me what you got for that charisma check?
I got a 16.
Okay.
And I do not trust my luck to re-roll that.
Can you just
Unless
screenshot me that? I'm not super care, but like just for prosperity's sake, if you could just throw me
or
a screen.
no, I'm gonna re-roll it because it was in the noir. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Proud of you.
One number down. I'm fine with that.
Can you not do private either? I can't see those. It's okay. I saw the dice.
Wait.
I saw the dice. I just couldn't see the numbers. So in the
I'll
future,
put it on reveal.
Hey, Quentin, I found out your last name.
I don't know.
Oh,
why
I should have
can't see that.
revealed noirs too.
I am a DM, but whatever. Okay, so 15. That's total. 18. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of go through a little bit about some folks that you're traveling with, and then we're gonna cut in on your characters. We're gonna start with the lowest. Brayton.
Yes.
You've managed to get to know, out of the lot of them, the one that you've become most sort of in tune with is the actual guide himself. His name is Zephyr. He's an elf. He does this trip quite often, like a few times a year. He's someone that tends to guide people. He doesn't make any qualms about how dangerous this is. He's lost more than one group traveling north and been a sole survivor, so he's upped his contingency a little bit, and I'd say you've gotten to probably know him the most out of this.
I'll ask him. What kind of creatures you usually see out this way?
I think his answer is something a little more, I think a little more straightforward, like, or vague is probably the answer. He says, to be honest, there's so many nomadic creatures and people in this desert. It's hard to know one way to travel. You might go one time through and it's entirely safe and follow that exact same path and run head to head with a drake. So you kind of get the impression that that this is just overall like a fairly sketchy trip. I'm gonna keep going on the list here. I think the next one up was Ashley, correct?
Yes.
So, I got the perfect person. So, since his last trip, Zephyr's last trip, he mentioned that he lost pretty much everybody. The last time he took this trip, so he has recruited a partner in crime, someone he's met in his travels. Her name is Serena. And she is a hot-tempered fire ganassi. So it only makes sense that you would probably interact with the only, like, I imagine fire ganassi aren't a dime a dozen here, especially those showing characteristics of such, like the more obvious ones. So running into her might be a welcome sight. I'll leave that up to you. It's your character also. And just checking something here real quick. So she is kind of like the partner in crime with the guide. When you pay Zephyr, you also pay her for this travel. It's not extremely costly, though it's not cheap altogether to have this guide. But the lands you're trying to travel to, very few have actually been there. So having a guide that can actually get you there is something to say the least. And then we're gonna go to next on the list, which is Quentin. So Quentin, you would be familiar with both Zephyr and Serena, as mentioned previously, but you've also gotten to know a younger guard. This guard's been, unlike Serena and Zephyr, they aren't part of the actual contingent. They're more like a hired hand. You have gotten to know Elspeth. She's very much a greenhorn when it comes to guarding this caravan, but she's accepted the job nonetheless. You definitely know that she's nervous and not entirely confident about it, but she is taking a bit of a liking to you. Oh, I said Corvin. That was inaccurate. I chose the wrong one. Should have been Elspeth.
Elspeth, okay.
Yeah.
Elspeth or Elizabeth?
Elspeth.
Okay. She's taking a liking to me.
She's been more friendly with you than some of the others, to say the least. Or you asked her a question and she.
She'd be the one to initiate. Quentin wouldn't really be talking with anyone. He'd just be observing everything.
Yeah, well, we'll say it was one of those circumstantial things where both of you spotted something and she asked if you saw it, and then it turned out to be a nothing, but it made a slightest bond, just the slightest bond. And then,
all right,
yeah,
that works.
And then of course we moved to Syraxis with a very high score of 18, and the charisma, the paladin, I think you described your character as like the Avenger of, the Marvel Avenger of this setting, as far as like how you see them. That would make a lot of sense. You get to know the entire caravan, all the all the NPCs along for the ride. So on top of Zephyr, Serena, and their hired hand Elsbeth, you meet the 4 other people that are along for the ride. These are all where Elsbeth and Serena and Zephyr are certainly a little more prepared for the trip. They're leveled characters, as it were. These ones are much more sort of commoner in status. They are going here for their own reasons, and I'll just go ahead and show you each of them real quick here, and then we can dive into a little bit of roleplay along the journey, which is probably all we're gonna have time for today, unfortunately. But alas, encounters shall happen. There is this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is gonna be fun.
So there's Torin the dwarf, a reserved and skilled stonemason.
Respectable.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir.
There is Nia or Naya. Naya
Is this me?
is an herbalist assistant. And finally, I think that's everybody. Yes, the very last one is Corvin. And Corwin is a local blacksmith's apprentice. So this is, for all intents and purposes, the entirety of the caravan you're traveling with. And to be clear, you're traveling quite a ways, basically all the way from Kester's Pass in the far south to the Great North, where your destination is. Are there any questions about things? We're gonna kind of zoom in a little bit as you're traveling along the way. So you're kind of at the point where you're reaching the Sand Sea of Ushin. You can see the vast desert ahead of you.
So far, has the journey been calm, or has there been some turbulence?
It's been calm, save for a couple of close calls, like something big you would have avoided, and that thing that Quentin and Elspeth both saw together, and opted not to, ended up dismissing it as a nothing after kind of being suspicious of it. It turned out it was some sort of animal and didn't seem predatory. So
Okay. What's the main purpose of why? So we're all traveling together. For the 4 of us this session, are we all working together, or is this we all happen to be a part of the same caravan?
you all happen to be a part of the same caravan.
Okay.
Now, I think there's probably something to clarify. So I imagine our existing characters, which is that just Ashley and Thrayton? Those are the 2 existing characters, yes? From before the Great Reset? Both of you were part of the Adventurers Guild, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, Quentin and Syraxis were built for this game specifically. So let's start with Syraxis. Are you a member of the Adventurers Guild?
Yes.
Okay. And Quentin, are you a member of the Adventurers Guild?
I hadn't actually thought about that. I mean, I figured I automatically would be since I'm in Voltage, and most people that tend to be here are usually members of the guild.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess so.
Okay.
I figure that the guild is the easiest way to help as many people as possible, so that was a no-brainer
Well,
for me.
Yeah. And Quentin's definitely one to help, but he's on his own mission of sorts.
Okay.
So we'll say that he is part of the guild, but he's not in it to help. He's in it more so to further his own agendas.
Okay. And maybe we'll do a quick round table with that, starting with Syraxis. What are your ultimate goals in character?
In character, it would be to... I'm trying to say without sounding way too fucking cheesy.
Yeah.
But he's basically like All Might. He's basically All Might. He wants to protect everyone in this new terrain that's completely unknown. Whoever needs help, and also the fact that his patron, the god of victory, he wants to prove or show that victory just doesn't come in battle. So if he can not necessarily preach, but show, listen, little victories here matter. Like, it's not just like glory can be found where you want it. It's not just on the battlefield per se, but you can make anything a battlefield, and you'll be praising the god of victory, and he will smile upon you, and he will bless you in your endeavors, and he will smile and give you a thumbs up at the same time.
Understood. We'll go to Quentin next. What are your goals in character?
Technically undefined. I haven't put too much thought into it because
At a high concept level, it doesn't have to be very specific at this point.
well, okay. Well, then two things. One, he's looking for something that he learned during his time as a trainee, and no, we'll just leave it at that. He's looking for something.
Okay. We'll go next to Ashley with the same question. What are your goals in character?
Ashley wants to get back to somebody that was very special in his life, but at the same time, he wants to do that while doing the only thing he knows how to do. Protect everybody around him. Try not to get anybody killed along the way. And yeah, just searching for somebody special to him.
And does he know where that special person is?
He knows the last place, but he doesn't know where that place is. He was cooped up in like 1 or 2 rooms for his entire life. So he really never got the chance to go outside and look at where he was.
Understood. And we'll go last to Thrayton.
Threighton's overall goal is to improve his own capacity as a healer, and in this land, overly blessed by the sun's light, figures is the best place to start.
All right. So, I think out of the lot of you, we need to decide who the best role for survival might be amongst the 4 of you. And because you have this guide, who's very good, you can roll it at advantage.
Do we all roll?
No, I'm looking for one representative to kind of act as like the co-guide amongst this
Oh.
group.
Not me.
I've only got a +1 to my survival.
That's more than I have.
I got a +4.
Anyone got higher than a +4?
I have a +1 in survival.
All right, then it's who said they had the +4?
Elephant.
The elephant in
Hey.
the room. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, sir.
All right, rolling advantage.
Watch him bomb.
Why you gotta put that in the air?
I have to. Sorry.
See what you do.
Okay, interesting. And then I will take another d20, good sir.
I want you to know I rolled 2 4s.
Just one d20 this time.
Hey, that's better.
Oh wow, lucky number 13 already. That is interesting.
Well, hold on. With a +4.
Yeah,
No, this one's not a survival roll.
it's just a D20.
Yeah. The other one was. This one's not.
Okay.
You see a great wind, or feel a great wind pick up, and then you see the sand moving in your direction. It's quick, and you find yourselves in the center of a bit of a sandstorm. Nothing too threatening, but something that will most certainly be, well, it'll make the journey more rough. I think the caravan, the various people in the caravan, they move to ensure that the caravan itself, that their goods aren't blown away in the process. So they all move and stop to like kind of lock down for a moment while the worst part of the storm passes through. I need the 4 of you to make a wisdom save for me.
I think we're good at those.
Wow. Let's go. Wisdom saving throw. Do not. Ha! I'm happy.
Can you reveal that too, so I can see the total?
Why is it not? Okay.
You just don't self-roll.
Yeah, I just fixed it now. There you go.
So we got 20, 20, 24, and 16. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Why?
All 4 of you hear like a whisper on the wind. And there's a flood of different memories. Memories that kind of contradict the memories that you've built up since this great reset. Effectively, I think all of you are left with a strange feeling that the world, or at least Altaj itself, has changed. And I think for Ashley with a critical, it's more than just a feeling, it's like a certainty. As quickly as the storm comes, within a matter of minutes, it's gone again. Back to a gentle, warm breeze. The sun, of course, is scorching high in the sky. Most of the other, I'd say all the other survivors kind of move on, like they're ready to pack up and continue marching. But the 4 of you are left a little bit stunned by that reveal.
Did we happen to catch what was whispered? Or is it just like the weird memories?
It was weird memories. It was almost like a if anyone wants to make an Arcana check, you can.
Let's see, do I have anything good on that?
Nah.
I'll try it.
Oh! That's good.
I got 16.
Okay. It was resemblant of like a counter spell. or a D spell.
Inch.
I
Whoa.
heard a D spell.
Not quite exactly a D spell, but certainly resembled what one might chant. Except for it was a whisper on the wind, and you see no target at all.
Huh.
How you choose to interpret that we'll leave that to your character.
Okay.
What is it exactly that we're on right now? On the caravan? Are we just like on horseback or like in a?
Most of you are
skip?
probably on foot right now, to be honest.
Okay.
I was gonna ask and specify, could my character be currently sitting on the wagon if we have one?
You have one, but it's not really ready to tow like a full group because it's carrying all your supplies.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be a long trek too, so sort of like camels. I'm not sure you would have had the opportunity. I think it's a little more D&D and thematic if we make it not have
Okay.
the mounts, unless if you guys want to make a case for the mounts, I will support that. Now, what do y'all think?
A paladin needs a noble steed.
Noble camel.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on the subject of animals, my animal companion, because Quentin, as part of his whole entourage, he also has a pet owl that doubles as his familiar, thanks to one of his abilities.
That was a general yes to. So why don't we say travel quite simply? You have a couple of pack animals that tow a single wagon that has most of your stuff, so it can only seat like one or two medium-sized creatures on top of that, and the rest can choose to be on foot or on mount. If on mount, you're not going to make a lot more speed because there are people traveling in the caravan on foot.
Yeah, you want to stay in the group.
Yeah, that's fine.
Threaten will be on foot because he's not going to subject a horse to carrying his large ass.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll probably be on the horse. I'm small and light. For the
Threaten,
most part.
I recall Threaten's like 300 pounds.
That's fair. All right. Does anyone do or say anything in response?
I was gonna scan the horizon and I want to do an insight check to see if anyone noticed.
I was about to recommend that. Yeah.
Besides me.
Yeah.
Threaten,
Can I make a perception check to see if I notice anything out of the ordinary from the direction of where that sandstorm hit?
Sure. Yeah.
Perception.
And I also
Normal. Damn!
Now, a question, because I got a 20, would that be an advantage or no?
Which one are you checking?
The insight.
Yes, I'll give it to you an advantage.
Okay.
Threaten just shakes his head like he's like trying to remember a dream he just woke up from.
Yeah, I think for Syraxis, it's hard. We'll say it's hard to read Quentin, who's focused on sort of looking out in a direction, and they have a mask on. But for the other two, it's very obvious. They seem a little bit sort of jarred and.
Who is the one closest to me? Threaten or
Ashley. Ashley.
All right. So on Camelback, I'm just gonna kind of gallop right next to Ash and be like, "Did you feel that too, or is that just me?"
what? That whispering in the air? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also felt that.
I didn't want to say it out loud and alarm everyone, but it just
Yeah.
looks like you kind of noticed it as well.
Yeah, it was weird.
I don't know. Do sandstorms normally mess with the memory?
Hmm.
Who? The one leading the caravan. How far away from how far away from them are from my position?
Zephyr, not very far.
Okay. I'm gonna give a nod to Ash and then gallop up a little bit more to him, and just as like civil conversation, I'm gonna hand him my water skin, just to like as an icebreaker. Like, thirsty at all?
Ah, Soraxis, was it?
Yes, indeed it is.
I'm good. I'm glad that storm blew over so quickly.
Now, how regular would you say these storms are in this area?
Not altogether uncommon.
And similar to how mirages mess with people's minds, would you say that the wind also does the same thing with these storms?
I suppose they could.
I'm just asking because you've trekked out here more than I have, so I'm just looking for any survival tips, if you will.
I see. Well, is there something wrong? Did you see something? You mentioned a mirage, that's why he's asking.
More heard than saw.
Heard what?
The best way I could describe it is as if maybe there was a whisper on the wind, and the wind had or at least the words within the wind had an arcane sense or an arcane origin.
Ah.
Almost like how you get goosebumps and the hair stands on the back of your neck without you realizing what's going on. Now, I don't have any hair for me to stand on, but you can understand the gist that I'm trying to make.
I can. But no, I can't say I am. I can't say I've heard too much about sandstorms creating that sort of thing.
Well, just in case, not to worry you or the group. I just don't want to alarm anyone, but just keep an eye, and I'll do the same, of course.
It's a good idea. I will do.
All right. Sorry to bother you. I didn't want to. Like I said, I didn't want to alert you to anything that might be nothing.
It's always good to be cautious.
All right. Well, you lead the way. I'm right here if you need anything. And as he says that, he's going to kind of ease the tension, and he's going to pull out a little pan flute and start playing it. But before he does, he looks back at Ash and just kind of gives him a nod that everything seems okay as of right now.
All right.
Just try to make the trek a little bit less or a little bit more bearable with some music, at least as a distraction.
Anything else anyone wanted to do?
Nope. Darton's still trying to figure out what the hell just happened.
Understood. Right. The next few days go by without too much of a hassle. And we're gonna roll another survival roll at advantage.
Alright. Okay. Hey, that's one better than what I rolled last time.
There you go.
Not so much for me, but I think I'm still good.
It's only
Right.
it's only one roll for it's like a guide roll for the group kind of thing. So,
So Thrain then?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
I get my bad too. Sorry.
Okay, so I am rolling.
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
your survival is the best.
Survival check.
Hey, those are drastically
Deal!
different. Drastically different.
How did I manage to roll both a 1 and a
I
20 on
know,
that?
right?
That was fucking amazing.
I know.
The duality of pachyderms, I suppose.
Yeah, right? Indeed. And we're gonna get you to roll another d20 now.
Let's go. No, not 14 d20s.
7?
Lucky number.
Okay.
He did well and something happened, that's all I know.
I need perception rules from everybody.
Oh boy.
On it.
I am really into that pan flute right now.
Oh, thank God.
Let's
Oh,
go.
for me. The image looked caught, so I thought I landed on an 8.
Oh, my dog's up.
Come on, my little furball.
Okay, so we are nearing the end of time, but I want to leave you with a proper cliffhanger as we begin again. I think it's Quentin who first notices, and not long after Thrayton, the two of you look out and you notice that the wind begins to pick up into small, almost like squalls on miniature twisters, as it is. Very small, not like, massive tornadoes. Very small twisters. And you find that as the sand sort of moves around, sort of like Sandman on Spider-Man, it begins to take form of like creatures. And you find yourselves surrounded by not one or two, but 15 or 20 of these things. And that is where we're going to end with it to be continue. Next
You gave us
session,
20 of the. Okay.
Good boy.
20 of them, indeed. Now remember, you roll the critical success, so that's something to think about for what the likelihood of this interaction is. You can still roleplay your character, but it's not necessarily a roll initiative and start killing. You can always take that route if you wish, though.
All right.
Yeah. And next session we got through all our technical difficulties this session, and we got through our introduction. So when we begin the next session, it'll be a right and proper 2-hour session. Thanks all for playing, and let's get this going into a good groove. We'll see you next week.
Alright.
Yeah.
All right,
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Take care, guys.